Good morning, birdies. How are we? It's actually not even morning. Good afternoon. It's 12:10 p.m. September. What is it? 5th, 4th? What is it? It's 4th. Doesn't matter. It's Labor Day weekend, or as I like to call it, Labor-less Day weekend. Yes, this is my first Friday, and as long as I can remember, that I had no work to do. I worked very hard to organize it so that I didn't have to do anything today. I have just a couple minor things to do, but that's it. And then I get to, I started late because I actually forced myself to sleep in, something I don't usually get to do at all. So and I'm going to go take some photos, probably in Central Park, and I'm hopefully, if I recover from the slight hangover that I have, join my friend Kerry for dinner at Permanent Brunch downtown. I'm going to make yesterday's Good Morning Birdies was very long. I realized that. I apologize, but I had to get all that out. So this one's going to be very, very quick. And I'm just going to tell you a quick little joke. And it's a joke that I want. A lot of you I've known for like 20, 25 years. I've known a lot of you since we were all teenagers. How many of you have your own kids? Some of them teenagers yourself. And since it's one of those, family weekends, I want everyone to, I want you to enjoy this little gift from me to make the little family weekend together experience a bit more fun. And it's a joke that I was told to by a friend of mine, and this came up because last night I was hanging out working on this slight hangover, and I'm talking about how I used to do comedy. Some of you might know that I used to do stand-up long time ago, and someone asked me what my favorite joke was, or like what my first favorite joke was. And my first favorite joke was, what's big red and eats rocks? A big red rock eater. Because that's just, you're thinking one thing and they get the little switcheroo at the end, and then it's completely irrational. And then my second favorite joke is one that was told to me by my friend Catherine Inksetter, who I've known for probably 20 years, if not a couple of years more than that. She, a beautiful woman, and I don't mean to embarrass her, but she was a model, understandably so, tall, beautiful, dark hair, blue eyes, just sweet, and one of the sweetest people I'd ever met in my entire life. I was a model for Elite, the division New Faces, which means all the new girls their first year. They had an apartment on 88th and 3rd. And she used to actually live with Elaine Irwin, who's now married to John Cougar Mellencamp. Why am I name dropping? I hate when other people do that. I shouldn't do it myself, so I take that back. But she used to travel a lot, and then she, and she's from, Canada, Thunder Bay and Manitoba, and she's used to snow and brooks and, fields and streams and trees and snow and no television, and so that whole jet set life just, wasn't for her, and she'd be a little lonely, and I'd call her overseas, much to my mother's dismay, with the phone bills, of course, and she told me this joke. Sweet, innocent, it's not a dirty joke. It's the cleanest joke I know besides the big red rock eater, which is somewhat kind of violent. It's not even a violent joke. It's a cute joke, and so for those of you who are having a vacation with your kids, here's the joke. You're gonna love it. All right. So a little chick walks into a library and walks right up to the front desk where the librarian is, and the little chicken, the chickadee chick says to the librarian, "Book!" And the librarian says, "Excuse me?" And the chick repeats itself and goes, "Book!" And the librarian goes, "Oh, you want a book? Of course, you're in the library." So this is great. Here's a book that's been on the Times bestseller for a couple of weeks. A lot of people like it, so why don't you try that out? And the chick takes the book and takes it home and reads the book. Next day, the chicken comes back into the library and returns the book that from the night before into the book slot, goes up to the librarian, and it goes up to the librarian again, and the chick goes, "Book!" And the librarian goes, "Well, I'm so glad you're interested in these books. Here's a book that I read last summer while I was on the beach. I absolutely loved it. So maybe you'll like this." So the librarian gives the chick another book. The chick takes the book home. Next day, the chick comes back, same library, same return slot for the book, goes back up to the librarian for the third time and says again, "Book!" And the librarian says, "Sure, here's a book that just came out today. And the author is going to be doing book signings later today if you want to come back for that, but here, take this and enjoy it." So the chick takes the book out the library, and as the chick walks out the library, is walking down the street, looking very happily at his book, and sees its friend the frog walking towards him. And so the chick, excited to see his friend the frog, holds up the book to the frog and goes, "Book!" And then the frog looks at the book and reads the title and goes, "Read it." Now, I personally, I love that joke. If you don't love that joke, if you're so much of a cynic that you can't appreciate just the cute, innocent joy of that joke, then I feel very sorry for you. And you're not going to have as fun a weekend as the rest of us are going to have. I mean, you can't take yourself too seriously. Look at me in this shirt. This is like Donna Ho's grandfather's shirt. I got it in South Carolina. I know it's not Dolce & Gabbana, but for 20 bucks, I think I got this shirt and 2 raw steaks and a pair of sneakers and a 6-pack of Budweiser. That's it. I'm going to keep it short. Birthday shout out to my boy Elmer, who I've known another one for 20 years. Haven't seen you since you worked the door at American Trash, but hopefully we'll catch up soon. It's already longer than I want it to be. 5 minutes into it, 6 minutes into it. Go out, get out of work early, take a late lunch, lie to your boss, get out of work, get out of the house, enjoy the weather, get to where you're going safely, please. I love all of you. Have a great, great weekend. Ciao for now.